Hey everybody, come on in. Welcome to my humble abode down here in the vaults of Kirkwood. Come on in. Have a seat. Sit in one of those chairs right there. Nope, not that one. Sit in that chair. Sit over here. Okay, have a seat. Sit in the chair. Okay, have a good time today. Hey everybody, glad we have a little bit of a guest today. We're going to watch a film that is one of my favorites. I know I say that about all the films, but I love this film. Invasion of the Vampires by Miguel Murrieta. It's a Mexican vampire film. If you haven't seen a Mexican vampire film, you haven't really lived yet. I remember back in college, there was a show back in Des Moines called Son of Gravesend Manor that showed only Mexican vampire films, and this was one of those films, Invasion of the Vampires, 1961. It was made by the Churubusco Studios. Now, the version that you're seeing right here is a dubbed, cut version by K. Gordon Murray. I keep wanting to call him K. Gordon Liddy, but it's K. Gordon Murray, who took a lot of these things and reshot them and dubbed them. And one of the beauties of what makes this film work, we're going to talk about a couple things that makes this film work really well, is the horrible dubbing. The dubbing is almost to the point of beyond atrocious, to the point of being surreal. People speak with breakneck paces, and the dialogue is written very stiffly at times. I think you will get a kick out of that and really enjoy that. Another aspect of these films is the beautiful photography. It's shot by a guy named Solaris, who, from the very opening, the opening and the closing sequence to these films are, this film is probably the best that you will find in some of the atmospheric work of the Mexican horror films. Mexican horror films were very much influenced by the Universal films of the 30s, and that look of darkness. The opening sequence where the guy out at night, out of the hacienda, follows the woman down to the lake and is attacked by the vampire. Some of the most atmospheric photography that you will see in a horror film. The ending, when the vampires rise after, well, Count Frankenhausen. This is the first of the Count Frankenhausen films. The second Count Frankenhausen film that followed very quickly was The Bloody Vampire. When he is staked, and he appears as this giant bat that gets staked, all of the victims that he has created rise from their tomb with the big stake in their hearts, walking around, attacking the hacienda. Very frightening little scene at the end of the film. Well, this film will perhaps make you laugh quite a bit, and I invite that, matter of fact. This film has some great moments of hilarity. Unintentional. I'd like to know, we have this email here on our machine here that you might want to write us. Got it written down here if you want to take a look. pbrown@kirkwood.cc.ia.us. If you've ever seen these films in their original Mexican form, unedited by the J. Gordon Murray people, okay, and we got to thank the J. Gordon Murray people for doing what they did to these, because they did make them wonderful works in another strange, surreal way. But if you've ever seen these, or know how to get copies of these in their original Mexican form, and I know where some of these are available, but not this particular one, I'd like to know, because I'd like to see this in its original form, because I think there's a great deal of quality within this film that transcends a lot of the silliness that the editing, re-editing, and the dubbing of the film sort of produced. So, sit back, look at this film with a less than critical eye, though I think you'll be taken by the atmosphere of the film. Likewise, the strange electronic score. Now, I'm not sure if that electronic score was the original score for this film, because obviously the credits at the beginning of this film aren't the original credits, so it's hard to say. But there's an eerie, strange electronic score. Reminds me of the score from Forbidden Planet, as a matter of fact. That kind of rumbles at times, and when we get shots of the moon at night, the full moon, and then, that bat is just bugging the hell out of me. But the times that they are walking through the night those electronic scores really seem to create a vividness and an eeriness that is unlike a lot of the other vampire films that you've had a chance to see. Invasion of the Vampires. Beautiful, funny, scary, silly. I think you'll enjoy it. Roll 'em, Smokey. Guy still...